This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel Strat-O-Matic Baseball XL Game of the Week.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Game of the Week in the 1979-82 Fall League. We got a game tonight between the Houston Astros and the San Francisco Giants in the Bay Area. No NorCal. Astros Giants today in the National League West. These two teams are playing the best ball in the West. But let's take an overall look at the standings of the National League West. And there it is, folks. The Astros are just getting some distance now between the Giants, Dodgers, and Padres. The Dodgers have had a disastrous year. They won the World Series a year ago. Of course, the Padres are the Padres. But in this series, Astros-Giants, a battle of 1 and 2, opened up in Houston, and they took care of business. Game 1. Bob Knepper for the Giants would eventually be play for the Astros as well. Knepper for the Giants, Junior Richard for the Astros, and JR, my goodness. Height of his powers card before his incredible, suffered a debilitating stroke at the All-Star break in 1980, ending his career. We have his card from earlier that year. 4-hit shutout for J.R. Richard, 3 walks, 7 Ks. The Astros beat San Fran 4-0, and then in Game 2, more of the same, really, for these Astros. It is Ed Whitson for the Giants and Ken Forsch for the Astros in this one. We got a Gary Thomason solo shot, but we get an RBI triple by Cedeno to tie it. 4th inning, couple singles, a walk and a single, it's 3-1. But in the 7th inning, the Giant defense, terrible. Jack Clark drops a fly ball in the Astrodome skywalk or something like that. And then Gary Thompson does the same thing. And then there's a triple in there by Harry Spillman, and this thing's over. Ty Waller, it's a homer. My goodness. 9-3 Astros. Looks like they're going to run away with the West unless the Giants can win this baseball game, folks. Season's not quite over yet, but we're running out of time for somebody to knock these Astros down a peg. It's Astros at Giants. Astros looking for a sweep. Game 3 here in San Francisco. They go with their number 3 starter, a lefty, Jim Rooker, who they took away from the Pirates. Pirates didn't want him anymore. Jim Rooker in 79 was 4-7 with a very high 4.59 ERA, but he would win a World Series, a ring for the Pirates. I think he started Game 1 or Game 2, if I'm not mistaken, in Baltimore. And Tom Griffin gets the start for the Giants, trying to keep their season alive here. He was 5-1 in 180 innings in 1980 with a 2.75 ERA. Very nice card for Tom Griffin. Joe Rooker, Tom Griffin, from San Francisco. San Francisco. I was born there. It's a Mr. Sulu reference from The Wrath of Khan, if you're into that. Leading off, it is Bill Duran. 210 base hit. B. Steeler. They've been stealing a lot of bases against Ernie Witt, but today Yeager's catching. It was a -2 arm, so he'll stay put for the moment. Cesar Cedeno, 2-3, short B. Now he's a double-A stealer. He often takes off. He will here. And he's going to be, this is going to be close, he's going to be out by a whisker. Former Dodger, current Giant, Steve Yeager. How about that? Guns him down stealing. 2 outs for Dave Collins. 58 is a walk. He's going to try a steal. And he's safe on a 10. It's close, but he barely gets it in there. Collins at second, 2 outs for Jose Cruz, who pops out. Astros being very aggressive, keeping the foot on the throttle here, trying to get that road win and a sweep. Almost ran out of the inning, didn't score. Joe Morgan will lead off. 39's a walk. Former Astro. A lot of former Astros and Giants co-mingling here. Of course, Morgan was an Astro, a Colt 45 an Astro, a Red. From the Reds back to the Astros, to the Giants, I think to the Oakland A's. Oh, and then to the Phillies, then the Oakland A's, something like that. Jack Clark. 48 for Jack Clark is the fly ball rate. Mike Ivy, 1-8. Is it 6? No, actually, it's a base hit because you have to hold Morgan on. Runners on the corners for Gary Gray, 2-7's a K. And with 2 outs, it's Willie McCovey. 400-year-old Willie McCovey grounds out to second base. Top of 2, it's Watson. Come here, I need you. 48 Ks. Denny Walling, 2-4, flies to right. Harry Spillman, 2-10, skies the center. Bottom of 2, it is Steve Yeager, 2-6. Double 1 of 14 as a 2-base hit. Rick Miller, 6-12, bounces to first. Runner at third, I'll bring it up for Dale Berra, 67. That's going to be a double 108 RBI single off the Rooker card. Giants have a lead in the series in a game, 1-0. Berra, an ace stealer. And he's going to take off. He's in there. A lot of speed in these teams. Rick Burleson, 1-9 left. And with 2 outs and a runner at second, it's back up top. It's Joe Morgan, who walks again. Vacant base, 2 on, 2 outs. Jack Clark, 1-4, flies to center field. A lot of base runners and only 1 run. Top of the 3rd. The French word for tuna, Dickie Thon, 2-7, is a base hit for the Double-A stealer. And yes, he's taken off. That is the mantra. These teams love to run, even if they're not on the fast track of the Astrodome. They love to steal bases. And Dickie Thon was a Double-A. He's in there. Runner at second now for Alan Ashby. 1-4 bounces to second. Now you got your guy at third base with 1 out. A little inside baseball. They got to bring the infield up. Protect that 1-0 lead. It's Bill Duran. 37, single to 1, line out. And with 2 outs, it's Cesar Cedeno. 110, flies to left field. Astros. A lot of noise, no runs. Mike Ivy, bottom of the 3rd. 65, homer. 1-5 off the Rooker card. That's a 2-base hit. Gary Gray. 112, bouncer to short. William McCovey, 47, lines to second. And with 2 outs, it's Yeager, 112, flies to left. Top of the 4th. Dave Collins, 2-8, is a base hit for the ace stealer. He is going to steal a base, and he is going to be out stealing again. 2 skins on the wall for Steve Yeager. Waving his finger, you know, like, no, 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 what are you doing here? Are you crazy? So 2 guys caught stealing, and the Astros are going to be kind of shut down at this point. Jose Cruz bounces back to the mound. It would have been a double play otherwise. Bob Watson flies to center field. A real sluggish Astro team, jet lag from their trip across country. Rick Miller, 53, right X. This is Joe Cruz in right field at 2-12, and he makes the play. Dale Berra, 412, pitcher. Rick Burleson, 1-9, flies to left. If you were thinking that Jim Rooker was on the ropes, it certainly seemed like he was, didn't it? Didn't you get that idea that he was a short timer in this? 2 guys there, 3 guys there, but he's retired 6 straight, and it's only 1-0. A lot of blather, not a lot of runs. Top of the 5th, it's Denny Walling. 66 off of Griffin is a walk. Harry Spillman, utility player, can play first, a little catcher, a little third base, a little DH, a little bit of this and that. 410 center X. Your center fielder is Mr. Rick Miller, 2E6 in center field, former Red Sox, and he makes the catch. French word for tuna, Dickie Thon, 311, flies to center, and with 2 outs, it's Alan Ashby. 44, pops to third, Tom Griffin. Break him up, a 3-hit shutout through 5 innings. Bottom half of. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay. 1-0. Get the feeling this is one of those really cold, miserable summer days in San Francisco. Miserable weather for baseball. Gets better in like November, December, but the summer months, or at least at Candlestick Park, it was horrible. Joe Morgan, bottom of the 5th. 310, flies to right, finally misses the walks in the column that are there from 5 to 9. That showed you any cards because it's not been happening on the cards. Jack Clark, 5'11", is a strikeout. And with 2 outs, it's Mike Ivy. 57's a walk. And Gary Gray, 67 is double 1-8 off of the single. Gets the single. With 2 outs, it's McCovey. Rooker's going to pitch to him because he's left-handed. 38. Let's take a look at a card. It is Willie McCovey. 79. Well, he's probably 400 years old in 79. A 249 hitter with 15 home runs. A lefty who hits lefties better than righties with power, often is DHing against them. And with 2 outs and a guy in scoring position, a 3-8 is a single to right field, scoring Ivy. Gray will stay put at second base. That's 2-0. And now it's Steve Yeager. 310 is a strikeout. Well, top of the 6th, 2-0. Bill Duran. 1-5, bounce to third. Cedeno, 62, pitcher. Dave Collins, 34, pitcher. Low scoring affair here. Bottom of the 6th, Rooker will continue against Rick Miller. Bottom half is not so much here in San Francisco. 52, flies to right. He'll continue against Dale Berra and Rick Burleson. Berra, K's, and Burleson, 39, bounces to short. So he's giving you 6, he's a starter 6, and he'll probably pitch to Morgan, and that'll be it in the next inning. And a 2-0 affair. Great start for Rooker to leave these guys on base, keep his team in line for a sweep. As we go to the top of the 7th, by the way, Tom Griffin throwing a shutout, but his point of weakness is the 6th inning. So we do have Minton closing. We have Al Holland, we have Fred Brenning, and Gary Lavelle. Outstanding Giants bullpen. No excuse here to protect this young Tom Griffin kid from at least escaping with a no decision, not a victory. Top of the 7th, Joe Cruz will lead it off. 35 is a fly to center field. Bob Watson, 2-2, pitcher. Denny Walling, 2-9, grounds to second base. What a day to be Tom Griffin, a 3-hit shutout. Stretch time here in San Francisco. Stretch time music. We are, of course, enjoying the Jefferson Star hits. Stars hits from Jefferson Starship. That's a little play on words there. All the great hits from them in their heyday of the late 70s, early 80s. And with some other stuff thrown in there by other bands as well. Oh, here we go. You guys like this one, right? There you go. We'll throw this one down. Bottom of the 7th. Jim Rooker will face Morgan, and then probably a pinch hitter. 33, Morgan grounds out. All right, 6 1/3 in the books for Jim Rooker. He's gone. A little disappointed. He's pulled, but when you look at the bright side, he really survived some battles in this game. It's time to turn it over to Dave Smith, an underused closer. Him and Sam Beto, both in the Astro bullpen. Smith will come on in the 7th inning. And Dave Smith, magnificent year, of course. I never knew who was better during this timeline. Was it Dave Smith? Was it Sam Beto? Smith, 7-5, 192 ERA, 103 innings, 1 home run allowed. Pitching in the dome will do that. He will face Jack Clark, down 2-zip. There's the pitch. 53, right X. Right fielder is Joe Cruz, a 2E12. Makes the catch. And with 2 outs, it's Mike Ivy. 39 flies to left field. Well, the rally music didn't kind of work there, unfortunately. We'll go to the 8th inning. 2-0 affair for Tom Griffin. He's gone 7. And he's like, I've only thrown, but 102 pitches maybe? 198 pitches? I'm fine, coach. Leave me in. So they will. Leave them in with a 2-0 lead. Can we give them some defense? Darrell Evans, Ernie Witt, Gary Thomason. Well, Gary Thomason come in, play some left field. He's not too bad. He's a 3.8 versus Gary Gray, who's terrible. All right, 6 outs to get the 2-0 lead and trying to get a victory, a much-needed victory in this series. Tom Griffin will have to face Harry Spillman leading off in the 8th. Here's the pitch to Harry. 58 for Spillman is a walk. That'll bring up 2-0. 3-10, another walk. Oh boy, that'll do it. That'll do it. Seen enough. 7 and unfortunately 2 batters in the 8th. Probably shouldn't have. Yeah. And we're gonna go to the back end of this giant bullpen, trying to get a win here. We're gonna go Al Holland. If Dave Smith can bring a 1.92 ERA in for the Astros, the Giants are going to bring in the 1.76 ERA in 82 innings of Al Holland in 1980. And you also have Greg Minton's 2.47 ERA backing him up. But anyway, Al Holland comes on in the 8th inning with a couple guys on base. Need to get some outs. Ashby is the batter with 2 on, nobody out, and the pitch to Alan Ashby. 67 off Holland is a K. Back up top to Duran. He can't hit left-handed pitching for anything. So they're going to go to Rob Piccolo. Rob Piccolo is going to pinch hit. He was actually in Oakland A, known for not drawing a walk. This guy one year had like 6 walks in a season. This year, at 81, he had 5 and 179 at-bats. He had some. You got to check out Rob Piccolo. Go to Baseball Reference. Look at his walks. It's staggering, really. Guy's just in a hurry, man. He just does no patience at the plate. So 2 on, 1 out. Plenty of power, though. Here is the pitch to Rob Piccolo. 1-6, and that is a 6-4-3 double play. Holland baited him in that one. Pulled a string, got the twin killing, got out of the frame. It's 2-0 Giants. Bottom of the 8th, Dave Smith. He might come out after just getting those 2 batters out here to save him a little bit. Since we're up 2-0 in the series, let's go Sam Beto in the 8th. Kind of mix them up a little bit here. Sam Beto has some lefties coming up. This parade of incredible left-handed relief, this parade of incredible pitching. Sam Beto 8-4 with a 2.20 ERA in 90 innings. My goodness, folks. Don't know how teams can score. So bottom of the 8th, it'll be Gary Thomason leading off in the Gary Gray spot. 1-8, grounds a second. McCovey, the star of the game with the RBI single in that inning. 68 is a K, and with 2 outs, it is Yeager. Stevie Sammy Yeager. I can't drive 55. Base hit for Yeager. And Rick Miller. 1-2, hit by the pitch. 2 on, 2 outs for Dale Berra, not known as someone to provoke a pitching change. 2 on, 2 outs. It's Dale Berra versus Sam Beto, and here's the pitch. 112 for Berra, flies to center field. Not done yet, folks. It's just a 2-run game. 2-0 in the 9th. Holland will trot back out for a second inning of relief with Greg Minton and Gary Lavelle available in the bullpen. Again, there's no defense to bring in. We're at the top. It's going to be Cedeno, Collins, Cruz, Watson, Walling. In the 9th, Giants trying to get a victory to stay alive in this best-of-5 series. Leading off, Cesar Cedeno. 56 is a K. Dave Collins. 43, first X. And that is Ivy's. A 2-8 first baseman makes the play with 2 outs. Looking for a 2-inning save for Al Holland. It's Jose Cruz. 48 off Holland is a walk. Now, they will let him run down to second base without a throw, as it's a 2-run game. You need to just get one more out to end this thing. You got Bob Watson. Let's take a look at this Bob Watson card. It's a fascinating card. A 337 year for the Red Sox in 79. A lot of former Red Sox here. We got Bob Watson was a Red Sox. We got Rick Miller and Rick Burleson on the other team. So interesting how these guys migrate around baseball. But anyway, Watson, 337, 13 home runs, 312 at-bats. No power versus lefties. Has a home on his card. All those homers were against right-handed pitching. Interesting. So Watson pretty much cannot score the runner from first unless he gets a double or a triple or something like that. Anyway, well, actually, Cruz, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 2-0. Doesn't matter. He's the tie run. So yeah, you can score this run. It's not going to matter. So runner at second, 2 outs. Pitch to Bob Watson. 38 for Watson is a fly ball to center field, and that'll do it. A little 2-inning save action for Al Holland. Nice work, Al. And we'll do the box of a 2-0 Giant victory. So we'll have a game 4 and a 5 if necessary. Holland, 2-inning save. Always like to see those. Got a strikeout and double play in the 8th. A walk of K in the 9th. Tom Griffin gets the win. 3 hits. Had to come out because he put a couple guys out in the 8th. Walked 4, struck out a batter. Astros, man, they started 2 guys on the first base, a stolen base, a caught stealing, and hard to believe they were not going to even score a run in this game. My goodness. Joe Sambito, a hit, a walk, and a K in his inning. Dave Smith did slam the door in the 7th, for what it's worth. And I got to put an L on Jim Rooker, who survived with just 6 hits and 2 runs. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Not that bad a line. That's a quality start for Jim Rooker. Didn't seem that way, though. It seemed like he was getting knocked around, but he settled his ship. He just didn't get support. 1019, 0108, 2703. 5345 4553. Alright, that's game 3 in the books. Home teams won every game. Doesn't tell me a whole lot. I need to get some road wins. Road wins will tell you you got a good team. If you win on the road pretty regularly, got a special group of players. If the home team just wins every game and just go back and forth, not sure what I got. Not really sure what I got. Alright, so here is the year-to-date box for the 2 squads. Giants improved to 12-10. They're hitting 247, 295 ERA, of course. Known for that in this era. Great pitching. Questionable hitting other than Jack Clark mostly. By the way, Tom Griffin's 5-0, while Bob Nepper and Ed Whitson are 2-3. Homers are all spread out. RBIs not so much. Hitting, again, not so much. Kind of blah. Let's look at the Astros. This is the first place team. Could they take it to the top? Could they run this thing to a World Series? 15-7. Good record. Hitting .313. 289 team ERA. Wow. I tell you, folks, I've had a lot of success running these Astro card sets from the late 70s, early 80s. They play back really well with all that speed and defense and pitching, timely hitting. They don't have the home runs, but they have high batting average, get a lot of doubles and triples as well. Cedeno, Cruz, guys like that, and Negro and J.R. Richard and Sambito and Dave Smith, the French word for tuna, guys like that. So yeah, they're doing very well. Even after getting shut out, they're still hitting .313, which says a lot. Top hitter is Joe Cruz, I believe. He's 37 for 86. That's outstanding. Well, that's .430. So Jose Cruz is hitting .430, and that's probably why you're in first place. And Bob Watson is no slouch. Mr. Bob Watson's hitting .393. How about Cedeno? Now, Cedeno, not so much. He is hitting .267. Stolen bases? Oh, everybody's got them. We got we got 4 guys with about a half dozen stolen bases. You got Dickie Thon, you got Dave Collins, who was actually on the Cincinnati Reds. They stole him from the Reds. Cesar Cedeno, Jose Cruz, Bill Duran, her name is Rio. Yeah, and there you go, folks. So with that victory, the Giants move to within 3. We'll get you the results of a game 4 and 5 if necessary at the end of this video, and thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time. Well, folks, here's the box score of the game you saw. Giants with a 2-0 victory over the Astros in Game 3. Can they do it again at home to send it back to the Astrodome for a Game 5? Well, let's take a peek here. Game 4, it is Joe Niekro against Jack Billingham, who actually was a Detroit Tiger in '79. Went to the Tigers to play for his old skipper, Sparky Anderson. Did okay, actually, for them in '79. But today, he didn't have it. Cesar Cedeno, 2-run homer in the first. Bottom of the second, your Giants, you get a Darrell Evans homer. Burleson scores after a double. McCovey knocks him in. 2-2. Top of the third, sloppy fielding by Billingham, kicking a ground ball, scores on a single. 3-2. In the fifth, they make it 5-2 on a Jose Cruz 2-run homer. And then the Astros add runs in the 7th and 9th innings. Not a good day. Giants fade pretty hard in this one. 8-2. The Astros, they have definitely impressed. They've won 3 out of 4 in this series. And when you look at them now, in the West, you got best of 7 series coming up. And then the playoffs begin. So I don't know if they can be caught. They are running away with this thing here. 696 ball. We got some 700 ball up here in the East with the Phillies. Big Red Machine's playing well. Yeah, so Astros could be for real, folks. It could be fun. I haven't seen the Astros this far along in a season in some time. From 79 to 82, of course, in 1980 they made the playoffs against Philadelphia. 81 they made the playoffs. Lost to the Dodgers. The Dodgers beat the Expos, how that worked, in 81. But the Astros had a nice little timeline, like I said. They some good players. So that's it. Break up your Houston Astros. They win this series 3-1 over San Francisco. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.